everybody. You're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. This is Melba Moore.
Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music politics are just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artist or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Let's see who we got today. Come on, everybody's a friend in my head. I already know everybody. Whatever it is, it's gonna be good. One day I'll tell you about me and Shaka Khan, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but she doesn't know anything about it. But anyway. No, she doesn't. She wasn't even there actually. But anyway.
All our bosses though, Jay. Like she's got our ears and
I'm gonna send y'all some. I'll definitely get an address. I'll send y'all out.
You can send me some cologne, cause I mean, you know. Yeah. Just in case I should meet Shaka Khan, I want to smell really, you know, nice.
Oh God.
Okie dokie, babe. Whatever you say.
The time, so
and we thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you. This part, that little piece, I'm just gonna keep and play it all the time for myself. But no, I'm just teasing. Hey everybody, how are you doing? I pray everybody's doing well. What's up, Pop? Yes, you are watching Brunch in the Basement with JaVonne and Terez, featuring the third voice, Gigi Weegie. Yes, and we got some hot topics, obviously. I want to say happy MLK weekend. Do not lose focus. Keep your eyes on the prize. If I wince a little bit today, it's because I've been in pain all week. But you know what they say, the show must go on. You are watching and listening to Brunch in the Basement on WJBR with today's special guest, the legendary Melba Moore. Yes, I cannot wait. New music, new conversation. I'm excited about the whole thing. Just as a reminder, the views, information, or opinions expressed during Brunch in the Basement series are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of WJBR Internet Radio. And just so that you know, we have a lot of opinions here. And to our YouTube watchers, please hit the bell button and like button and share and subscribe to WJBR Radio. And we appreciate your love and support. Good morning, Nathan James. And Pop, check it out. I've been Tammy too muching. And until Rez and Gigi pop on, I'll just play some music. I sent them links. So, you know what? Maybe, you know, it'd be cool. Do some Melba Moore music, right? Actually, there's one song that is one of my favorite songs by her. And I'm just going to do that. Let's do it. And now y'all can see some of the madness behind the madness.
What we've had is just a memory. Yeah, so inseparable we used to be. on my parade. You gave up on me. Why were you afraid? Many nights I know we had our share of ups and downs. So naive thinking you'd stay around. I gave up every little part of me. You took for granted what our love could be. Oh, what can I do? I can't believe what I'm going through. I know I can find somebody better for me. I know I can survive. If you know, like I know, we're better off for now. It's over, so goodbye. Do not take no more time. One thing I need to please, would you let me He's gone. He's gone. I dealt with many ups and downs. I just never let them see me frown. Some things were meant to be.
What's up, Rezzy Pooh?
Happy Saturday.
Same to you. I was just letting the people know up until the point that you came on that Tammy Too Much been doing a couple of things and figured out how to share with the world what the hell goes on behind the insanity a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fun.
beautiful.
I just think it's fun so that people can actually see there's no, you know, like I don't know. Just, I
The
don't know.
wizard.
Yeah, Hey,
Good
Papa
morning.
Chulo.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Sandra.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to invite or welcome in our. Oh, you know what? Damn. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I just welcomed in our family and friends from Insta, but sometimes Instagram only gives you an hour. And I really wanted everybody to be able to see and to interact with our lovely guest. So I jumped the gun, but I got excited. I don't know. I'm always excited.
That's good. Excitement is bueno. Let's take
4:15 a.m. morning walk
a long walk around the park.
at 4:15 in the morning. Pop, are you serious?
Beats,
Gee whiz.
conversation, relation, stimulation.
Okay, but gee. So how was your week, Pop? I mean, Rez, I'm sorry. I'm talking to Pop. I am so confused today. It's okay though. It's gonna be all right.
It actually was a good week. It was a good week. Got a lot of stuff done. Tiring, and had an opportunity last night to celebrate family member's 60th birthday. Happy birthday again.
Shout out to Savoy.
Shout out to Savoy. 60 where birthday. Yeah. So we poured all the love on him last night that he poured on so many of us. And that was great to see. It's a good cap off to the week. And it's a series of things happening all the way through this weekend. I'm already tired. So pray for me because it goes till Monday. But yeah, just that kind of thing. How's my voice sounding on your end?
Sounds cool. Pretty smooth, actually.
Okay, 'cause I'm pushing a little bit. I got to do some steaming and some blowing later. Yes.
He said we had a nice last night. Okay. I'm feeling that. Pop.
Sure did. It was good to touch on Chulo.
And had a night last night with all the touching, huh, Pop?
Pop is so smooth. He's always so freaking smooth. He glides in and glides out. He like Glinda the Good Witch. He glides in and glides out of every room. Stays and he does his little chuckles. You will crack up because he's in your ear, and then he glides out same way he glided.
I feel that.
That's been for years though. It's
like a cool breeze. Is that what you're saying?
Breeze, like a cool breeze. You see, I have my glasses on today. The better to see you with. Like, okay.
Well, you know what? Those glasses are mad cool. I'm digging them. They look good on you.
I seldom wear them unless I have a challenge.
So today, I'm going to let Gigi on because I am getting a call from Auntie Melba herself. So let me let you talk to Gigi here.
Okie dokie, Smokey. G to the. Can you hear us?
Yes, but I don't want. Am I echoing?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my earpiece. No. Yes.
No.
No.
Not echoing.
Okay. Good. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't echoing because I'm in the car. So, hello, happy Saturday, everyone.
Happy Saturday.
Hello.
Where you heading out to or coming from?
I'm going to.
Oh, your joint. Yeah. Okay.
That's it. I actually just pulled up. I'm sorry?
What is that symbol on your?
It's their symbol of their the business. It's black owned, husband and wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting it in?
Yeah, I just pulled up. I said, let me make sure I'm here on time. I want to be here early to take care of business here. We're supposed to go in about 12. So
okay.
Good to see everyone.
Nice.
How was your weekend?
Good. So far, so good. It's really just getting started, but so far so good. The week was good,
Mm-hmm.
Trying to keep the pace and not crash out, as the kids say.
Yeah, right. It has definitely been a week. Every week here is, you never know. And starting Monday, it'll be, the shenanigans daily.
What you talking about, Martin Luther King Day?
Yes, Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saving all my Martin Luther King posts and Jubilee on that day. I'm just going to be posting about the celebration of his federal holiday because his birthday was actually 15th. But
Yes. That's all we need to do. That's all we need to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
You good, Gigi? You good? How you doing, darling? Gigi?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm all right.
Am I echoing now?
Wait, say that again? No, you're not echoing. I can hear you. You sound good.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, good.
I do have to announce that I just got word that Auntie Melba will not be joining us.
Oh, okay.
She's okay, but she will not be joining us, and we'll reschedule for another time.
Okay.
All right.
There must be a good reason. And
Oh, absolutely. There's a good reason.
yeah.
But she's
Okay.
good. She's okay. I just want to let that be known as well.
Okay, as long as she's okay.
Yes, exactly. She's in good health,
All
good
right.
spirits, and everything.
Good.
She
Good.
just won't be
Wonderful.
able to join us today.
Good.
Wonderful, wonderful.
However, at some point throughout the show, I still want to share her latest song with you all because there's two that's really hot that I want to share with y'all, but we'll do that later. So yeah, Gigi.
Yes, ma'am.
The drama of it all.
I know. Which part though? I mean, like every week I always try to figure out where do I start. I like that Terez normally has some questions for me, which will get me on the roll because I'm telling you, I was up early. I've been getting up at 3:00 every morning. God has been waking me up at 3:00, between 3 and 4 every morning. And this morning I went on, I got up, I got prepared since I had to go out, and then I sat in the bed and started, gathering my information to get ready for the show. And it was just so much. I literally was like, okay, so, 30 minutes, which things do I pull in? It's just so much going on already. So
I took a look at some things as people were talking about. Do you know that the majority of the people being appointed or suggested to be appointed, because these hearings are something else.
Oh boy,
empire. It's a criminal empire he's trying to build.
But they're mostly millionaires or criminals, or,
oligarchies and sycophants. Oligarchs and sycophants. That's all you got up there. That's it.
Criminals.
That is it.
It's almost like making John Gotti the president.
Yes. But at least you know what you were getting with him.
True. I think we know what we're getting with this guy too.
We do and we don't. Like he always seems to still surprise me. If you think a low is low, he always find a way to go lower.
No, that's you know what? Nathan James, let me see if I can share this. Nathan James sent me something earlier. And I want to see if I can share it with you all. Let's see if I could do that. Hold on.
This bottom has a trap door, honey, for sure.
Can you all see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is his day one, MAGA promise, right? Ending the war in Ukraine, which means stopping giving Ukraine any help and helping Russia to just take over Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
Even though Ukraine helped America during the time that we were looking for Osama bin Laden, right?
Yes.
He's going to pardon the January 6th defendants, right?
Yeah.
Which those people drill, baby, drill, which is something that we already drill more oil in the United States than any other place in the world.
Yes.
Cancel the electric vehicle mandate, which means more pollutants and carcinogens in the atmosphere.
I don't get that one.
I know, because his homie is down with that.
Alonia is going to be upset. Like what?
Exactly. And then implement 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada, our neighbors, which is ridiculous. It's just going to raise taxes on the citizens here.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Prices are going to go up for your phones and your cars and the blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Bring down grocery prices, which he's not going to be able to do.
Correct.
Because once the tariffs go in effect, then they're going to have tariffs on us. So the exports are not going to export the way they've been exporting. So we're going to pay more for our vegetables and so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Close the border. Yeah, okay. End Biden era border policies, whatever, ridiculous, and reinstate the travel ban. Which travel ban? The Muslim travel ban? What is he talking about? What is he talking about? And you do all of that, begin mass deportation programs. That is going to also raise prices on us.
Yeah.
Who's going to farm? Who's going to do the picking? And do you think that Americans are going to go for those low wage, no benefits jobs?
No.
That's not going to happen. End birthright citizenship.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that? You're going to change the Constitution? That's a constitutional right.
Well, that's the beginning of what he wants to do. Correct.
End DEI policies in federal agencies. That's where they talk about Gigi in Project 2025, where he hires everybody and then starts a rehiring process where he only hires people that want to kiss his butt.
Mm-hmm.
Cut federal funds for schools teaching critical race theory. That means schools that celebrate Black History Month. That means schools that teach the truth. That's it. That don't go and teach what he wants them to learn, which is not much, because they want Americans to be really stupid and ignorant so that they can bring in people from other countries to do skilled stuff just so that they can stay in power. It's a whole big bamboozle that a bunch of ignorant people are falling for. They've been hoodwinked, they've been led astray. Okay.
Yes, they have.
And transgender women from women's sports, in gender affirming care practices, which is just cruel. It's just cruel. And ban transgender people from the military.
Yep.
That's the agenda that we know about.
Yes. All of that is true, and there's a whole lot more when you think about some of the things that I've read from Project 2025, and when you think about the things that are on Agenda 47, this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? I found, I'm always listening on TikTok and YouTube and any other streaming app I can find to get information. And there was a guy talking about something that was posted in the Army. They have like their Army
Tribune kind of, yeah.
Yes, correct. Their Army Tribune. And it was one of their weekly, and in there they talked about the regime and how we got to today. It was in 1945. So it took a lot, but I found it. And the information in there is astounding, because it is definitely the things that they were telling the Army about fascism and how it can rise. And to think about in 1945, and here we are in 2025, and this is exactly where we are from what they spoke about back then. So I want to be able to send it to you, JaVonne, so that next week you can actually have it up.
Okay.
And I can go through the pieces, and we can definitely discuss, because it is a read. I didn't even get a chance to finish it.
And by the way, next week we have a very special guest coming through, who is the first out lesbian councilwoman in her county, the first Democrat to turn her county blue in an all red area of Pennsylvania in the last 75 years. This is the first time that particular county is turning blue. And so, I spoke with her. She's just dopeness, and y'all are going to love her. And I asked, as I typically ask, are there any questions that you don't want asked? Is there anything that you don't want us to address? And she was like, I want to address it all. because it's a bunch of nonsense that, what we're getting ready to go through. So she ready.
She ready.
Ready.
All right. So the first thing I want to quickly go over. So what do y'all think about this TikTok ban, huh? So tomorrow, officially the 19th, the SCOTUS went on and allowed for it to go through. So unless it is purchased by a U.S. company by tomorrow, it's not that it's going to disappear because it's on your phones. It's already downloaded, but it will not be supported. Some people might not, because Google and Apple, you won't be able to download it anymore. They initially were saying that they were going to be charged $5,000 per user that is on the site if they continue, but Biden did list that and decided to go ahead and say that the whole ban and whatever happens is going to be on Captain Chaos's watch. So he removed himself, which I'm glad he did. Just let it go and let him decide what they're going to do with that. I personally feel like this is an opportunity for these billionaires to be able to gain more clutches on what we hear and what we learn and what we get. They're no way going to allow this to go away. Everybody else feels like it's gone. I mean, all of TikTok is going crazy all week. And I'm like, y'all are crazy. Like, it's not going to happen. I don't care what anybody said. They're just not going to let that happen because they recognize that this platform has millions of eyes watching and ears listening. And this is an opportunity for them to continue to spew dis and misinformation. It's not going to happen. So, they said there are many billionaires looking, but the strong prospect right now is Kevin O'Leary. I'm sorry, his name is Terrence Thomas Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. I did not know he had three first names. I don't understand what that's about, but he's a Canadian businessman and billionaire. He was a front runner in the right-wing Conservative Party of Canada in 2017, but he stepped down. He is, oh my gosh, I don't know. He is definitely going to be a person that is going to be close to Captain Chaos and allowing, if he ends up purchasing this with Frank McCourt, I think he's going to be the one pushing all of Captain Chaos's mis and disinformation of lies. Frank McCourt is the previous owner of the LA Dodgers, and he is the founder of Project Liberty. Now, he actually supports the Democrats. So now that lets you know this is not about Democratic or Republican, right? At the end of this, all of this is about class. And I think if more people would get that in their brains, that for us, they will never allow us to be anywhere near or sit in the seats next to them. And when the Hispanics and the poor white people and who thinks they are rich white people, but you aren't as rich as them white people that get it and truly understand that this is classism, that at the end of the day, now all of y'all are, even the Asian people crying about this, that, and the other because y'all are being now X'd out of certain things. When y'all get it, that we have been fighting this fight a long time. And we have always fought the fight for everybody. We have started the fight and we have hit the streets, paved them, and did everything we needed to do for us, but knowing that we ultimately were doing it for everyone. But they never got that picture. They never understood that the fight we've been fighting has been for everyone. But y'all gonna learn today. Mm-hmm. Oh, I think they really learning now.
Mm-hmm. Breathe, Gigi, breathe.
I'm sorry. It has been a week for me. It has been. It's listening. So I want to tell you just something because I never got a really chance to say it. I went on Fanbase one day last week, and this person was on that site. This guy. They were talking about the AB abortion and all of that again, and it always gets under my skin. But worse than that was how this guy was going on and on about the place of women, right? And like I said, I normally don't say anything, but I got on the stage, came on, and I spoke. And I said, it really amazes me how men love to try to police a woman's body. What is it? You don't care about your mother, your aunt, your nieces, your cousins. You don't care about those people, your grandmother. You don't care. And I must have said something else. I'm not even sure what it was. When I tell you that this man said to me, bitch, maybe y'all need to keep your legs closed.
Ooh.
And I said, wow, it only took me 2 minutes to pick that. And he's a cop. It was interesting because I didn't take offense to it. Let me tell you why. Because I don't know you from a can of paint, and I really don't care. I said, but what I did do, because all the men on there, the women on there, all of them have been arguing with him back and forth, and he just was like all calm. But the little bit I said got under his skin. These are the things that we have to make sure that we are doing when we're speaking. You need to listen and find that thing that for some reason that they are trying to hide under, so that you could see what it's really about. Because baby, after that, he went on mute because everybody came out. Oh, you owe her an apology. I said, he don't owe me nothing. I'm just glad all of y'all got to see exactly who he was. It took me all of 2.2 seconds to show y'all who this man really was. As he's sitting up here talking about he's a police officer that's for the people. You ain't for no people. You for yourself. And to know that you actually took an oath to protect and to serve women sounding like this. So we need to be making sure that we are holding people accountable to the bullshit that they spewing out their mouth. Listen. Listen hard. And I'm speaking to everyone. Y'all need to listen to the people you are around so that you can pull out the bullshit and throw it back in their face and make them see it for what it is. Because that's the only way we're going to get through these next 4 years. So I'll roll that right into, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It's already imploding, and I'm just watching. And also listen and also stay out of the way of the debris. Because it's going to be a lot of crash and burns. A lot of them. Man.
That rolls us right into Nancy Mace and Jasmine Crockett. I don't know if y'all heard or saw that one. Because obviously, she too, just like that cop. Girl, you got hit with me saying child? Because you don't know the black lingo. Like, what?
It's so funny. It reminds me, that situation reminds me of something that happened to me years ago, right? And our euphemisms that we use, and that we get and understand. Because it was funny because I remember being in a meeting a long time ago, and one of my colleagues said, oh, such and such doesn't come to the hood. Now we know what the hood is. And the other person in the room was like, he was enraged, and he was like, I go to the neighborhood, and it was like so funny because we cracked up. We were like, no, that's not, we're not. Okay, never mind. And it was funny how we all mutually agreed, like tacitly agreed, that we weren't even going to educate him about what we were actually saying. You know what I mean? If you didn't get it, you didn't get it. We just looked at him like, and he just went off, right? Like, I'm not a child. Don't call me a child. She didn't call you no girl.
Nobody called you a child.
And
then you gonna threaten her? Come outside. You didn't want, girl. Child, you wasn't even ready for that.
Listen, we could take this outside. Really?
Take this outside.
That's what we're doing, you gangster boo boo. Oh,
exactly. And so many women on TikTok came on greasing up their faces. Look, we don't want you, Jasmine. We don't want you going out, but we'll meet you outside. She's representing us, so what we can represent for ourselves at this point. So
Right?
you want to come on outside, tying up the hair and whatnot. We'll meet you there.
But the fact that she said that in a public forum, that she
Because
knew it was televised.
Yeah, they don't care.
If the tables were turned and we said that, it'd be all kinds of. I want to know what
mayhem.
Repercussions. Because it's one thing to have an argument. It's one thing to go big back in the whole 9 yards.
There are no repercussions for those people.
But when you invite somebody outside, when
yeah,
you invite somebody, that is a threat.
Marjorie physically threatened people on the floor multiple times.
Yeah.
This whole GOP is a whole other beast.
And how is that okay in the workplace? How is that okay in the workplace?
They're just allowing those people. However, the Democrat that accidentally pulled the fire alarm, it was by accident. They all wanted to give him smoke. He needed to be reprimanded and expelled from Congress. Are you serious? Meanwhile, the stuff that Marjorie, Boebert, all of them have been doing. You got the congressman that they have evidence that he molested a 17-year-old. No, they wanna make him the ADA, the attorney general. They're just this whole thing is just sick. It has to implode and die. It just has to, because it's just a bunch of criminals and backbiters, crabs in a barrel, just the worst of the worst, working together for an evil, wicked, terrible.
That's what they do. That's what they do all day.
They're dastardly, like the bad cartoons.
Right? Yes.
Like the dastardly duos.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But those guys, they should have watched those cartoons to the end. There's always somebody like Mighty Mouse or Pumpkin Puss, and Droopalong. These are the people that actually win in the end. So and it's happened time and time again. Like there was a period where the guy with the mustache was successful in his evil doings and deeds until he was no longer successful in his evil and maliciously just disgusting evil ways. And his end was not pretty. We need to drop an anvil. We've made so much progress in this country that we were getting, if we had continued, we were getting to a point where the future could have been bright.
But that's exactly what they didn't want. That's why that's exactly what they've been fighting for.
Exactly. So evil went in full force and got all its ugly minions together to say, hey, good is winning. We have to stop this shit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will lose our perceived power.
Yeah,
our ability to stomp on others and giggle, because that's all the fuck it is.
That is.
That's all that money and power is. You get to go and do things, and you're happy, but you're miserable. Because happy people don't have time to fuck with
more money, more problem.
Right. That's right.
So, as far as I'm concerned, this whole thing is about to implode.
It's imploding.
It is imploding. It's imploding. I promise you. So in Georgia, Senator Colton Moore, he was arrested.
I saw that. He looked drunk. Was he fucking drunk?
No, he wasn't drunk. He was trying to get into the House chambers, but he went and said something against them about something last year, and so they had banned him from being in there. And so he was going to get in, so he was fighting them. I don't want to say fighting, but he was tussling with one of the guys, and then they pushed him back. He fell on the ground.
They took him down. They took him down.
And then they arrested him because he said he wasn't leaving. He tried to push past the guards. But that's the implosion from within, right? You up here internally fighting with your own people. It is like insane. It is insane.
Mhm.
It is insane.
Oh, the best is yet to come.
Right, it is.
I want to know what the policies are. Like, they have to have some kind of pamphlet of something of sorts of that you cannot do in the chambers, right? And so when you go to bickering with each other, but it's found it to be, it's a serious, allegedly. I'll use that preface. It is a serious thing to look somebody dead in the face as they're asking you a question, and you don't blink. Okay, there's no blinking, and you answer the question in such a way that deliberately either misleads or avoids accountability of what's being said. So, like, when I was watching the hearings, I found some of them to be astonishing. How they cannot, certain people
Answer a question.
not answer the question. I was absolved from all of that. That has nothing to do with me. And I was so happy that one of the women, and I forget what her name is, and forgive me, you know it, Gigi. She looked either Latino or Filipino.
Yeah, the Filipino lady. Yeah, I forgot her name, but yes, she came at him good.
Who went on and then looped back as she was going on to the next question and said, "Oh, and by the way, the answer to number 2 was no, you did not. Basically, you paid her, and it's an NDA. You settle an amount, and that's it because you were." Next, and I'm going to keep going on because it's almost like she to take a deep breath because you're never going to cop to it, right? You're sitting there talking about, you never did, I was found this. Whatever you were found is much different than whether or not it actually went the fuck down, And that's what she was asking you. Were you ever? And he's like, and I'm like, this guy is really. So the question is whether or not were these hearings, and this is my question to you, Gigi and Jay. My question is, we're doing all this for what? Is he going? Because he's going. It feels like, regardless of how many questions we ask, that he blows up at or self-implodes, he's going to be appointed. What's the point? Is this just so that the American people can see who the hell he is by the questions? Because he's going to be appointed. It's not the appointment hearings are not to get our opinion on stuff like a job interview. What do you think? It's they're appointment hearings. They're not job interviews. So what we got? What's happening?
They still had to go through the motions, and I think the Democrats still forced them into it, even though they still got out of the one-on-ones because they're supposed to meet with them one-on-one, and they got out of doing that too. But they still ended up having to go through that piece. But like we said, they're still going to get in, all of them.
So typically in Congresses before this GOP class, previously, this sort of hearing would be an aha moment where if something came out, you would not be put in the position. Like all the drama, no, we're not having that, whatever. Unless there was enough people on both sides that was like, he's a good old boy, let him in. Like a Clarence Thomas,
Yep.
However, right now what the Democrats seem to be doing is saying, look, we don't have the majority. We can't change this, but we're going to let the American people know exactly who you are as you come in. And Americans, I want you to see who you voted for. Because really, for me, that's what this is. But the Americans that voted for that are not watching. And they don't care. They just don't care.
They see them against us, and they're watching this go down. And I think
they know that this is what I'm saying. Them against us. Why would I want to put up someone I know was a criminal? Or look, okay,
he could do push-ups. That's why.
let me just say this.
That's the questions they asked them, right? How many push-ups can you do?
I know. I know. You know what? It's just buffoonery, and that's why they have the 92% sipping tea, and we just watching because we like you said earlier, Gigi, like you were saying earlier, and a lot of black women. I'm losing my voice as I speak, which is kind of cool in a way, but a lot of black women are saying that we have been fighting the good fight since forever,
Mhm.
and now the fight, although it's still our fight, we have to protect ourselves.
Mhm.
But we need to band together and just make sure our shit is right together. We need to take care of ourselves and let the shenanigans be the shenanigans and let it implode as it will. And then once they're finished and they clean up their own shit, because we sick and tired of cleaning up people's shit.
Oh, trust me, they're gonna come running with their tails between their legs. Believe that.
Well, the thing is also too, if we can't do it, but I'm at this space where if I can't do anything about it, like I'll peep in, like I peeped in the hearings. It's almost like, what the hell are they doing? And close the door back. I saw enough and close the door back, because if there's nothing that can be done, there's no legislator to call, there's no petitions to start, there's no marches, then that's what they're going to do. And at this point, it's almost like, all right, because we'll see it. No, I'm trying to regulate anxiety.
Right.
I don't want to be.
They're marching.
Prior
They're marching.
to.
I just seen it. No, today. Yes, last night. Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was marching. Dang, I just seen it. I don't remember what town it is. It looked like kids, college kids, saying that not my president. They were marching last night somewhere.
Well, it's no more. Knock me, tap me on the March to Galilee.
March to Galilee.
Yeah.
So look, one of the things I remember Joe Madison saying that's always stuck with me. And, I think Joe was like, look, he tried to hold on, and he was like, I ain't going to be able to do this because I already see what's coming, right? Mm-hmm. And he's watching us from above. And he said, in politics, there are no permanent friends. There are no permanent interests. Permanent friends, permanent enemies, only permanent interests. And I remember when the first time he said that and I heard it, it didn't really click like it did over these last few months, because we have literally watched people from the Republican Party join MAGA after beating them down.
Yep.
They have turned around and started kissing the ring and licking the shoe, and in politics there are no permanent friends, there are no permanent enemies, just permanent interests, and their interest is power.
Right.
It's power.
It's true. Let me just read a comment that Puka put up on Instagram. Puka said, "You are absolutely right. We have been fighting this fight for everyone. The Asians failed to realize that the civil rights movement freed them too. And yes, this is the worst of the worst, and I believe the others know it and don't want to acknowledge it because they don't want their names to be a part of that bunch when they all go down. And yes, JaVonne, that's exactly what I've been saying. We have to band together and just do what we need to do to cover and protect each other to get through the coming years."
Yeah.
So it's going to be a bumpy ride. Harness that.
Well,
but somebody I saw, I commented in some text. I try not to comment sometimes because the people are ignorant. So when they're ignorant, it doesn't matter. They're gonna say shit like the dude said to you, Gigi. Shit even had to happen. But I said I went on to say something about him being a felon and blah 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 blah, whatever else the fuck I said that day. And so somebody commented back, "One felony, name the others." I said, "Bitch, why isn't one enough?" And I'm not your fucking secretary. If you want me to name, if you want the others named, fucking Google it like everybody else. Do some research, bitch.
They
I
don't want to
work
do
for you.
research, child.
I don't work for you. You should know who the hell you voting for. What are you asking me for? I already
Oligarch
know.
Squad. Did you see that was the number one thing that everybody looked at after Biden said it? Oligarchs. What is oligarchs? It went from 0 on the chart to all the way up here. Like, what is wrong with these people?
It is the American educational system.
And they want to get rid of it
Sucks,
for a reason.
and they want to get rid of it because they love that people are fucking stupid and won't read.
Yes.
And just listen. And now that we have social media, it's what they said. Oh, I like Pookie, and Pookie, no offense to Pookie, but Pookie said, and because Pookie said, oh wait, Eartha Kitt once said, and she's right, and now James Brown said, and I'm sorry to bring up these names, but these are the only people that came to my mind. Eartha Kitt and James Brown. I don't know why. I love them, and they were not wrong. But I'm just saying, even if somebody that you respect says something that you agree with, still research it. Don't just take anybody's word for granted right now, because even though they may be someone you trust and typically agree with, they could be wrong. And that includes me. Fact check my ass. I'm with it. Go ahead. Fact check
it up.
And then tell me your source.
That's it.
You know? But I will fact check a motherfucker in a second. Oh, really? He did? And I'll be like Googling on the side and looking in the book on the side, you know?
Them getting rid of fact checking helps the everyday person too, because now you say some shit, you don't expect the pop-ups and the bans now.
Right.
Or do we?
Well, ladies, it was great. And I have to go so I can go have my time.
Okay.
Gigi, we love you, baby.
Love you too. Look, everybody, do something great on Monday. Do not, I repeat, do not watch that inauguration. Do not even give them the bandwidth, hunty. Find something great to do for you. All right, everybody. Love you.
Love you, Gigi. Gigi, do what you do. Do what you do. And I only got one good arm now, so I can only do it on one side. But, you know, I can still do it.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, baby.
Love you.
Love you, G. That's my girl right there. So, yeah, Captain Chaos has stated that he'll be a dictator on day one, but the president is not a king or dictator. Our Constitution imposes many checks and balances to limit presidential
power
and
hold presidents accountable to the people. You know, I want to watch the first 100 days. Ditto, Pop. Ditto. You know, it's so interesting because they forget, you know, the United States is a corporation. Hello. And
absolutely.
It is what it is. And, you know, that's why the whole farce of land of the free, all those the mission statements and the philosophies around it, honey, it's a corporation.
Exactly.
Presidents, vice presidents, got secretaries, and, you know, it's like, it's a business.
It's a big business. And I think because Captain Chaos is a businessman, albeit a horrible businessman, because he's crashed and burned everything. He's just a better con man and a better criminally minded individual who understands how to use the judicial system to bankrupt other people trying to sue his ass for the bad business practices. You know, like not paying people once they've done work for him. He doesn't pay you, and then you have to sue him, but he can get lawyers on his side to outlast your lawyers and your pocketbook.
That's all it is. It's a battle to the bench.
Right. And so he understands that. And so one of the things that he really implemented, the first thing that he really implemented was getting control of the Supreme Court.
Because
getting control of the Supreme Court, and that has saved his ass. Papi Chulo.
No, wait a minute now, Chulo, you looking awfully tan there, sir.
You know why I got the glasses on.
Really?
Didn't get in until 4 something this morning, but
Ooh-wee.
I digress. And then I got a brunch I got to go to after the show, but I don't know if I can make it. I just wanted to I was trying to chime in earlier with Gigi. I want to watch the first 100 days.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a thing that I've had a discussion this week about. I'm thinking this man, Captain Chaos, Orange Head, Lady Eloise, he's not going to last maybe within the 2 years, because my ideology is that I think that they're going to bring him up on charges, because now all his Republican cronies are now in the office, and those who don't like him can vote when it's time to bump him out of the office, saying he's insane, he needs to be removed, let's put in Vance. And then they can run the agenda that they want to, and then whoever Vance votes in for his VP, and we'll see what happens. You know, I want Nathan to chime in. What does he think on this too? That's the whole thing with him, because you know his daughter's not even going to the White House. She's already made a statement. She's not stepping foot in the White House.
Let me tell you something. That is what I believe the plan is going to be. I've been saying that for the whole. I think he's going to get in to finish up whatever. I think he ran to avoid going to jail. I think
absolutely. I don't think he wanted this job again.
No,
but he wants to finish up some more bullshit that he did. That's going to be money business.
He wants to do the tax. He wants to extend that tax thing so it frees him from ever having to pay tax. That's what he wants to do.
And then he's gonna throw a lateral ball to old boy who's going to run this project up and the reason why he said you won't have to vote again is because he thinks whoever he votes to get whoever he brings in will then continue the race and run. You won't have to vote again, meaning he's going to get control over the people's minds, because I mean, unless he does some really whack stuff where people say, oh, wait a minute, I can't afford to go out of my house, I can't afford to whatever, it's going to be the same crap. Because he's going to convince you. He has been mind fucking the American public for a very long time. A certain population of the American public. Let me just say that. Everybody sees him coming like a neon light, but there are people that essentially need to be led. And he shows up in everyday poor man language. He starts doing his little isms and stuff that we would normally not even invite to the meeting because it doesn't unite us. He shows up in that posture and people think that he's, oh yeah, until you can't feed your family, until you can't purchase things that you normally would, until you don't have the freedoms that you once had or whatever it was, and I'm still looking for that. That jury's still out on the freedoms, because it's like when you compare us to other countries, okay, perhaps opportunities, but freedoms is another subject altogether, And I digress, but I agree with you, Pop. Been saying that. I just want to watch the movie. I want to watch the play. That's all.
And then also, I did watch the Republican convention because I just needed to know what was going on and what they were saying. I just think it's always good during that time. At one point, there was a discussion about, well, we all know that Donald Trump Jr. suggested Vance for his father. And then there was also discussion that down the road, Captain Chaos's son wants to also run for political office. So if they do that whole thing, then he brings Captain Chaos Jr. in as his VP, where Captain Chaos will like the fact that a dynasty is making history. Because he's all about the image. Because remember, he tried to fight for the judge not to charge him. He didn't want to go into office being,
a felon.
So now that's tapped to his. That's like a scarlet letter on him for the rest of his life. That'll be in history. He didn't want that.
Will he get diplomat immunity when he has to travel, or is he going to send Secretary of State in these countries that he is banned from being a felon? Because we got so many that just
we shall see what we shall see. I think he's going to do whatever the hell he wants to do, because he has no respect for the law. He's a criminal.
Well, the law, this is not just the U.S., so this is law in other countries.
I know
you can't come through there with a felony. And so
there are countries that say that he cannot, but I don't. I don't think he will respect their laws any more than he respects our laws. I think he will do whatever the fuck he thinks he wants to do. Now, whether that will cause an international incident, I don't think he cares about that, because he's so arrogant and cocky to think that you're gonna take over Canada and take over Mexico and change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. That's stupid. Number one.
You want to put Staten Island in New Jersey?
Like, come on, man.
We call the woo and see what they talking.
Again, let's watch the first 100 days and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's talking. There's a lot of things, but would he travel to those countries that ban felons from traveling to their countries? Mm-hmm. He just may. He just may try.
We gonna give him diplomatic immunity because he would still be not. Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I think I would love for him to do it and get arrested. Go ahead.
100 days.
But I just wanted to come on really quick to give my views and my opinions.
Well, you looking mighty sexy, sir.
I appreciate it, but let me just say this. I mean, again, celebrating our brother Savoy last night. I'm glad it's a 3-day weekend. And I woke up this morning getting ready for the show. I'm like, I'm not like in my 20s no more. But JaVonne, really quick, who was asking about you? Karen DePeach was asking about. She said, "Where the hell is JaVonne?"
Oh my God, I freaking love her.
And she flew in like Glinda the Good Witch too.
You tell.
I'm just gonna say we had a good time, and it was just so much fun. Me loving on Resi in person.
Oh, ditto.
And what we discussed is none of no one's business.
That's right.
But it was so good it was so much love in that room.
It was. It really, really was.
You know what? I just recalled why Karen might have been looking for me. If you recall, during the show when she was on, we talked about her beating my face.
Oh yeah, but she loves you, but she was just like, JaVonne is not, because we were talking about some stuff, her show, how much fun she had on our show, and I was like I can get ready for tomorrow's show. Mm-hmm. That's when you came up in the conversation.
Yes.
Like, I love me some JaVonne. Yeah.
We were all gonna go though, like the whole show. We should do that still. And
work it out once you come out the basement. And
Lord
feel
knows
better.
I need a makeover. Yeah, I gotta get better, man. I can't even. I still can't.
Well, I know really quick for me, Monday, my TV is off. I'm going to the spa. I'm doing things that will make me feel good on Monday.
Absolutely. For Monday, we're definitely going to be celebrating MLK. I probably will be doing some spinning on social media somewhere.
Oh, I thought you meant like spinning on a bike.
No. It's so funny. I'm in so much pain in my shoulder that I'm limping.
You probably need a nice little massage, JaVonne.
I've had massage. I've had MRI. I've had a needle. I've had pills. I mean,
is it scar tissue? Well, never mind. We're not talking medical.
Yeah, I'll hit y'all up later. But there's something going on, and some of these doctors, I feel like a ping pong ball. Thank you, love.
And try not to stress yourself out too, because stress also brings on illness.
Which know what? I really believe that stress is a big part of the problem. I really think that's the main issue.
And JaVonne, just to help you, one of my mantras, I kept saying last night because some people were like, "Oh, you look so good, Pop." I was like, "Thank you." I appreciate it. All I'm doing is drinking my water and minding my business.
Mm.
But the other part is no is a complete sentence.
What you say? Hmm.
Remember that you're in the business you're in. I know it's hard, but
Hmm.
you know,
Man.
Yeah, this is the season for not minding other people's business, because you're gonna have everybody needs to have their own business. And don't get excited by. I had this conversation last night too. Don't get excited by so many other people's business. One go charging. Just
exactly, Reggie. Because like last night they were like, "Where you going? You're leaving?" I was like, "I'm going for a long walk like Jill Scott." That's all that you need to know.
You know that saying, "You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't."
Mm-hmm.
In my business, you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you do more.
But JaVonne, you know how much I love you. And the other mantra from the airplane: put your mask on first.
Yeah.
Please.
I
All
feel
right.
it. Yes, honey. Thank you.
And I love you guys. I just gotta get myself together. It's a little slow crawl. But after this brunch, I'm gonna come back and
I'm coming.
You gonna rest?
Well, I'm going to rest the body.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna hit you up too, because you know I was, as you can see, I must have been doing some kind of something, right? Now that I've been able to get the DJ stuff up on the screen, which is something I wanted to do so that y'all could see the BPMs and the blah blah blahs that I've
Well,
been.
let me know, JaVonne, because another time, you can hit me Monday morning before I go out to the spa where we can take care of that, because then we're doing something,
Yeah, because there's another thing where we can do all of that, all of this that we're doing, and take calls also. So that's
let's discuss that behind the scenes. Everybody doesn't need to know the technical.
Yeah, but yeah. So we'll talk. We'll talk on Monday morning about all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I love you so much, Pop.
I love you both. Reza, you know what I realized? I was looking through the pictures. We didn't take a picture together last night because you know what? We were having so much fun cackling.
It was insane. It really was. Like,
and you remember that last part, Reza, because somebody slid up in my DMs this morning.
Ooh.
From that last situation before I walked out the door when I had told you to look at me going to the bar.
Oh gosh, are you kidding?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay then.
So look.
So wait a minute, Pop, before you go. Did you see anything about a scuffle at the state capitol in Georgia?
Oh,
no.
I love you.
No.
Kimberly, tell us more, because
no, I'll listen to Kimberly. Y'all will be on in the background as I'm getting myself together.
No, that's
no. I didn't hear anything about. No. There was no scuffles. That I didn't hear anything. I haven't been paying attention.
Unless you're talking about when Marjorie asked what's the name to meet her outside. You talking about that fake scuffle that didn't happen because she didn't want no smoke.
Oh, when she told her to come out. Yeah. It reminded me of that. One of my favorite movies, Dolores Claiborne. One of us is going to the boneyard, and one of us ain't coming back.
Oh yeah. About that. Who thinks something has to be done about this Republican crime?
Nothing. They're imploding.
Oh, are you talking about the guy that got taken down because he wanted to go into the chamber that we talked about earlier? Kimberly, tell us specifically what you're talking about, honey.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go get myself together.
All right, Papi Chulo.
And then also this weekend, be careful. The weather's gonna be a little frightful.
Yeah. Everybody, be careful out there. Keep yourself nice and warm and cozy as much as you can.
Rezi, I'll hit you later. Keep you posted.
Uh-oh. I want to know too. Who hit you? Who slid in your DMs?
You should have been there last night.
Bye, Pop.
What's that thing you used to say, JaVonne? Miss a day, miss a lot, whatever. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Miss a show, miss a lot.
Miss an event. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of guest appearances there last night. That's all.
We'll slide up in my DM, okay?
I will always slide up in your DMs, baby.
Slide up in.
But look, I will always slide up in your DMs, baby.
Oh,
Pop
boy.
Pop, love you, man.
Love you.
too. Oh man. It's a
Gotta
lot of
love
stuff.
that man.
Listen, like I said, it was just so many beautiful faces that needed to be in the building,
Beautiful.
because I mean, I think, and it goes to it makes you think about how much you need to have any relative, and let's talk about anybody, all the relative positive experiences that you can have them. You
Yeah,
know,
life
it's
is too short.
life is incredibly short, and there's going to be so much other energy trying to take you out. Any opportunity you get to share, spread love, do it. Even if you don't think you have it to go, if you get there, I promise you, in the right situation, stuff becomes infectious, and it sucks you in just like everything else can suck you in. That too can equally suck you in, because I literally, like, my jaws hurt from laughing so much. My voice is scratchy. Poor baby, she can't even speak, because she not only went to the party, but she had a gig last night, so she stopped.
Oh,
She went to sing. Now she's got to do another situation tonight, and she's got another one Sunday. So it's like, vocally,
yeah.
down, but
Tea and honey, and that, what is that, bees wax or something?
bee pollen.
Something that sing for singers' throat.
Oh yeah. She's got her medicinal.
As if she wouldn't know.
Yeah, she's got all that, but it's just when your cords say rest,
Yeah, you gotta.
you just have to. Some of it you
But
just have to
wait,
respond to.
I'm just curious because I can't even imagine Mo not saying nothing. Ooh, how I would love to be in her presence right now.
Yeah, it's.
I would be just saying shit
Yeah,
to make her.
But even her gestures allow. So
I know.
She-
Because I know what I'm saying is she must be fucking hysterical right now, like funny to be around. Because
Well, vocal rest is not restrictive. It's like not saying nothing. It's like not
not using full throat.
right. And she says
Kind
it
of
is
whispering it.
not participating in every
Conversation. And,
yeah, just kind of like
I got it.
pulling back,
Yep.
because-
I got it still. Just the idea of it, because I love her like that. It's funny to me. Okay. Governor Kemp banned a state representative from his speech, and the representative decided to show up.
Oh, he's talking about the
Then
guy.
the
We're talking about
kerfuffle
that.
ensued.
Yeah.
But
We
no,
talking
it
about
wasn't. What we talked about was that at the governor's
Mhm.
in Atlanta, or was that at the Capitol in Washington?
Oh, she's talking about something that happened. Oh, Governor Kemp.
She's talking about something specifically in Georgia. I don't know if it's the same thing.
But I saw what she's talking about. I saw clips of it. I didn't.
But is that the one when they took him down? He
Mhm.
tried to get in and they took him down because of that. I saw that clip.
Yeah, but
So-
but Kimberly, like I was saying a little earlier, I'm not sure if you were plugged in. Like, I'm peeking. This is me in the news today,
Exactly.
and I just peek to see if it's still daylight on the other side. It hasn't turned into the total apocalypse outside,
Okay,
and then I dip back in because I'm not indulging in Yeah, he went to jail.
So that's the one we were talking about earlier. So I thought it was at in Washington, but it turns out that it was she said she peaked too. But it was in Georgia. Okay, so it's all of the crime happens to be that's going on politically is Republican on Republican, Republican on Democrats, Republicans wanting to be on Democrats. I'm sipping my tea and I'm not even paying attention, to be honest. But that's one of the things that I love coming in here. Oh, Gigi was on. So that's why you got to catch the first half of the show, because Gigi's going to be on at least for the first half.
Yeah.
So this is also Dr. the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday weekend. And I don't want us to lose sight of that fact. Like,
and that's a good thing to start posting a lot of his stuff. If we could, if everybody would do that, it would seriously look like we've had other things to do than watch, the chaos, caper of chaos in the whole inauguration situation, because it does fall on the day that we celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, even though he's born on January 15th.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
And
I think maybe we'll show. Do you want to show a little bit of his speech, or do you want me to just go ahead with the regular, because everybody should be able to find it. Actually, what I'd like for everybody to do on their own is Google Martin Luther King Jr. Let's make him go viral this weekend, that anybody is looking at and talking about this weekend, and especially on Monday, is King. Let's make Monday King Google Day. Just Google some shit, more information about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
I know who won't be there, Kimberly. Michelle Obama, honey.
That's right.
Again, I'm so for that. And it's funny how her not being there is so resonates so much with so many, she's this, she's that. Any excuse to say something. Self-care is an act of self-love, and not being there for the bullshit,
So
amazing.
Check it out. So Captain Chaos is going to have the whole inauguration and everything indoors. Saying that is because it's going to be too cold. But every presidential inauguration has been on January 20th. In January in Washington, and it's always cold. It's sometimes snowing and raining, and they are out there. But because of his tiny, weeny, tiny little crowd that he got the last time, he doesn't want to be embarrassed. That's what I think. I mean, that's just my opinion of why he wants to do it on the inside.
I just got a text message. Why don't you ask the question in the chat?
Thank you, Rez. Yay!
Ask the question. Go to the YouTube. Go on down to the YouTube.
Go to the YouTube.
Punch in WJBR Internet Radio.
Yes, and while you're there, subscribe and click the bell.
Subscribe and click the bell for your notifications, and ask the question in the chat.
There you go.
Friendly, we won't bite you. But I get a text message about a question I'm not going to answer. But I will, for the purpose of this demonstration, present the question. The question was, what did I think about the artists that are now going to perform at the inauguration?
So while they are putting their question in the chat, let's read what Pop is giving us right now. The Georgia State Patrol arrested Senator Colton Moore at the state capitol following a public disturbance prior to the state address, according to a statement from the Georgia Department of Public Safety. Troopers stationed at the Capitol were forced to step in when Senator Moore created a disruption outside the House chamber. Did I say changer? Jesus. Sound like I was at a party and I wasn't. It's just the meds, them things. Anyway, despite multiple verbal warnings and several attempts to de-escalate the situation, Senator Moore persisted in his attempts to disrupt official proceedings inside the House chamber. So that's funny that they're going to arrest a senator for disturbing or trying to disrupt official proceedings, but everybody's upset because the rioters who were trying to disrupt official proceedings on January 6th, they're upset that they were arrested.
Make it make sense.
The disturbance escalated further when Senator Moore pushed into troopers multiple times. Ooh.
Yeah, he didn't get shot. Oh,
The department said Moore was arrested and taken to the Fulton County Jail. Fonny's County Jail. Moore has been charged with willful obstruction of law enforcement orders, which is a misdemeanor.
So you push a state trooper, and that's a misdemeanor. You push a state trooper. Oh no, that's in Atlanta. Okay, the dissonance of it all. Absolutely.
You know, look, man, people, it's crazy.
Who's performing? So far, what I've heard was Snoop Dogg, Nelly, and I'm not sure who else is performing.
Snoop, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a disappointment.
Listen,
that's a big disappointment. Nelly, that's a disappointment. Sorry, I'm saying it. I'm saying it.
We said hi, Deb.
Debbie, what do you mean?
You know what it was? We did this because Gigi was talking.
She said, so I will sign off. Wow. Debbie.
Hey,
Debbie. I don't even know how to take that. I really don't even know. She said, wow, JaVonne, my hellos and my comments are not being acknowledged. Wow.
Any comments though? Did we miss the comments?
We must have missed. Look, Debbie, I'm doing a million things at one time, darling. You can't see it all. I understand that. But if I miss your comment, it's not on purpose. It is not intentional. Everybody should know that, especially if you're on Facebook and you're commenting. I cannot see your comments. If you're watching us on Facebook, and this is why I always tell everybody who watches us on Facebook to go to YouTube, WJBR Internet Radio, and watch us from there. For Instagram, I click back and forth, and that's how I'm able to see the comments, and I'm even late with that sometime. And it runs late. So when I just now looked at Instagram, it looked like Pop was still on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a delay.
Debbie, you popped in the same time Gigi was giving her correspondence. She was talking. I saw your hello. I waved, but I didn't see any other comments from you that wasn't put up. But so you put it up.
You know what? But it's never personal, Debbie. It's just that either the comment didn't pop up or I didn't see it. Or maybe we're in the heat of a conversation that's something else other than what you're talking about, and I'm trying to stay on topic, and we'll probably get back to your comment.
Yeah.
And that's why this is why I want to get the opportunity for people to call in and say what they want to say, so that people don't feel a certain way if I'm not able to do, to see their comments. Definitely if we have a call-in situation and I see that people are calling in, then I try. But even with that, I remember when we did have the call-in situation, I wasn't able to get to all the calls all the time. Depending on what was going on, we might have a higher volume of callers. And sometimes the guest or we were talking about things, and instead of interrupting the flow of that conversation, I would just have to wait, until it was the right time. It's a flow also. There's a lot more to this than just doing it and doing it and doing it. Well,
Debbie wasn't insulted. She's probably.
I hope not, because
she's not like that.
I'm doing this thorough explanation because if Debbie felt that way, then maybe somebody else felt that way as well at some other point.
Mm.
I am not really sure about that. I will check into that, Kimberly. There's also a distribution thing that I'm looking into as well. So it's more than just accepting calls, but the way I had things set up previously, we would distribute it to radio stations as well at, as just social media.
I don't
So
know what song he's gonna sing, but
who's
because
asking
because he's singing to the because singing to Captain Chaos, who's the devil. I hope it's hot in here. Is one of them.
that?
I don't know.
Oh God.
No, it's not a joke. And then some people are saying that, and again, like I didn't particularly care for the slight that Chrisette Michelle got. I don't think that they should be slighted. Artists need to be free to be artists. That's how I feel about it. I'm not disappointed, because that's I don't think that, honestly, I just think I have a different opinion of artists. I see the impact though, I think that they need to continue to disrupt and be in every space possible. But sometimes it hurts, sometimes we don't understand it. And sometimes, it's a little more than capitalism to me where artists is concerned, because it doesn't necessarily mean, I'm not talking about and see, now I got to clarify, because I caught myself in a space. This culture for the past whatever years, I don't know how long has Facebook been in existence, how long has social media been in existence. The most overused word in the English language, I think, is artist, right? Because everybody's not one. Let's just be clear. Some of y'all just are attention seekers with it's different. And I know I'm gonna get some flack for this, in my
Attention seekers with some sort of talent.
Some of it is just, you know how you have repetition, and repetition it will have you believe in something, or like subliminal suggestions, all in that vein. Some of y'all are just attention seekers with a large following of folk behind you, right? And whether you're paid for it or not, it's there, right? And I'm careful about how I use the term artist. Some of y'all just ain't that, but yet everybody's an artist, right? And it's different. Social media has brought on and help enhance a lot of real artist stuff, and I want to be, I'm not going to get off into semantics on it. And, it's popular, it's popular. It's like famous versus popular, it's a weird situation right now, but it's almost open to anybody,
I feel like this, about this situation. For people who perform, a paycheck for some people is just that, a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you work for this country, you work for this particular company, and they don't support. Like if you got a gig, you work at Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that they got like a bad reputation. It's just my personal opinion. This does not reflect the opinions of this station or anything else. But we've heard that they don't support DEI. They don't support LGBTQ AI, but you put in the application and they're the only ones that hired, and you have 5 kids, you got to take your job. Or you have a kid and you have to take, or you have yourself and you have to take a job, whatever. Doesn't mean I'm going to eat at Chick-fil-A. Does that mean I'm going to hate on you as a human being? Mm-hmm. Now, that's one way to think of it. Like, all right, for a certain artist, maybe it's just a paycheck. However, if I find out that an artist was offered the opportunity and rejected the opportunity and said, no, I'm not doing that. No, sir. No, thank you. I would respect that artist that turned it down for doing that, for saying, I don't want no part. I don't even want anyone to perceive that I agree with anything that ever comes out of your mouth.
Is performance agreement?
Excuse me?
Is performance agreement, or is it just art?
So
does that mean you align yourself if you are hired to do? Does that mean that you align yourself with the fundamental principles of the candidate? Or
when I watched the Democratic, what is it, the DNC thingy, right, where they nominated Kamala, I fell out, and all of the artists, performers that I saw take part in that particular show, because it was a show, it was more than just a nomination, it was a goddamn like a concert. I, in my mind, everybody who was there, they supported her.
No, but see, that's different from running for a candidate that hasn't been concluded yet.
But
now he's here.
But had it been her up there, and Snoop and Nelly were up there, I would say, yeah, that's because they down with the I would think that.
But see, that's the twisted part, because it's like
it's a perception thing. It's what do you think? Right. To each his own. It's not for anybody to tell you what to think. However, I would be surprised if Scott Baio or one of those other red hat sporting kinds of people would go to her inauguration and make a speech or do a performance on her behalf, because they've been read through the door. And I'd be like, what the fuck are they doing there, and why? And I'd be watching them, and if they were like rah rah her, that would cause a puzzled look on my face, like, what is going on?
But if someone reached out to Scott, and let's just say the tables were reversed,
I know he needs a paycheck.
Well,
I assume.
Well, it's interesting, because it's like it doesn't necessarily mean you agree with anything. Now, I understand the public opinion of, like, if you are if you say I don't want you using my music during your campaign, you could say, I don't want you using my music for anything that you have not checked in and clear with us, or got licensing for. That's one thing. Not using it for your campaign, or I don't stand on your side as you're running, because you clearly have it's a competition between two candidates. But now it's no competition anymore. It's a work for hire, and it's we're having this ball, and we want to, because technically some say they didn't have to reach out at all to anybody of color.
I don't want to, you know what? Okay. Let me just say this. Let's just say this would never happen. I understand that. But Cheryl and I did that little marriage equality thing, right? And let's just say I got a call, and I was invited to go and perform that song for those people. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. That's it. Maybe it's just me, but no, thank you.
You know what's true? I had a conversation.
I'm not doing that.
I'm going to redact.
And I need the money. I need that paycheck. Look, I need whatever that paycheck is probably more than my paycheck. I could use that paycheck.
Okay, I'm gonna share a conversation and redact the name of the individual that I was talking to last night, who happens to be LGBT, and in an industry that is well saturated with a lot of, over the years, with a lot of various folk from his family, and he shared, because we were talking about, the conversation came up not because we were talking about him having such a glorious night. We were talking about the heydays at Studio 54, because I haven't seen him in a minute, right? So between him and other folk that were there as well, the first conversation that I had stemmed off the back of that. And he's like, well, he's not really like that, right? And I said, well, there are things that, I'm aware of, and people grow, change, or add on more of the bullshit. It depends on what it is. So, I don't think it's inevitable as the change. And I'm by no means endorsing anything that, because I have my own opinions about who and what he stands for. So, and I just want to put that caveat out there. But in that space, he said, I've worked for them before. So I go, oh, what capacity? And he started to share. And not only has he worked for them, he's worked for quite a few others in the family. And he's like, and they know, and it's not behind it's not that. But he also knows what the feed. See, this is where the trickery comes in, because if you have to appeal to a certain population of people in order to achieve a goal, you'll tell those motherfuckers anything, basically. It don't mean that you represent, because I happen to know that he does have an array of Black friends. Does he flaunt that up front? Fuck no. I think even we had I'm gonna leave him out because I don't want to bring him up either. But he does, did he party with people of color? Absolutely.
But you know what? Here's my thing, Rez.
Mhm.
Okay. So being that, and I stick with this, I would not perform at his inauguration. However, if there was a private, I
Mhm.
mean private,
Mhm.
I take the money. Yeah, I do it. But
Now,
I'm not,
that's tricky.
yeah, because here's my thinking.
How do you stand on business one way, but then privately?
Because here's my thing. I'm
Mhm.
not going to say, because privately you're a private citizen doing. I don't know half the people that I work for. I don't know what their stances are and don't care. You pay me to do a job.
Right. I don't think we should.
I'm painting your hallway. All right. But
Mhm.
when it comes to the political promises that this administration represents, I can't put my face on that. I can't
You're not.
Yeah, but yes, you are. Because thinking about Snoop or Nelly standing out there singing publicly as this guy is being put in power in this country, like, what are you saying?
Exactly. What are you saying?
You're saying that this is okay with you. That's my perception of
Right.
that. Like Kelly Clarkson, she's performing. Well, I expect her to. Roseanne Barr, get up there and tell some jokes. I expect you to.
Mhm.
But Michelle saying I'm not going,
Mhm.
thank you.
Mhm.
Other people of influence saying I don't want no part of this, thank you. I expect you to. And that includes
Okay.
our performers, because in our community, entertainers have very high esteem. We look to our entertainers.
That's why I think that, that's why I'm saying that, because I've been in some very difficult rooms, and are they exhausting? Absolutely. But if we're not behind the door, we don't know what the hell is going on, even if we don't have any power there.
But
You know
right
what I mean?
now, we know what's going on. And like we've been saying, we sipping the tea and watching. Let them implode by themselves.
I get it, and I agree with you. I agree with you.
Publicly, and all out there. And I'm not even saying be their friends and be down with their cause behind the scene. No, I'm not saying that at all.
Mm-hmm.
No, because you let me get behind the scene, I'm gonna drop something in your drink.
No, please, no Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
No, I just allegedly.
Allegedly.
I just think that oftentimes we can disagree and still be in the room. you know, and that's
I agree
the,
with that. I
the
agree with
that's
that.
the tricky, you know, because I've been in rooms where I was totally not welcome, totally, you know, it's like, what is she doing here? Because I
Absolutely.
need to be in this room. Because once you guys close the door on the room because you think we're not going to come, there's no telling what's going on behind the door that may affect you later on. Even if you're in the room and silent, you don't. I don't think it's an agreement of anything. I think you're just in the room, and I think that it's the individual to tell, you know, their story to tell, whatever it was, you know. And some people may just want that. I need to be in the room. I need to see I need to see what's going on there, you know. And you do it in the various ways. You can come in as a waiter, you can come in as a, you know, a rebel rouser, you can come in as an interrupter, you can come in as an artist. You know, it depends. We just need to stay in these rooms and don't be so offended and to the point where we don't, you know. Now offended and self-care, I mean, I'm sorry, being in the rooms of self-care are two different things, because you know your your capacity. I'm not saying push past your capacity at the risk of. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we need to stay in the rooms even when we're offended.
Right. And I agree with that 100%. But an inauguration is a really specific thing where you're putting someone in power and you're celebrating that achievement, that the whole thing is a celebration of the peaceful transfer of power.
I see it as a tradition.
And it's a tradition.
And we ain't all celebrating. We're clear on that. You know
right.
what I mean?
But the thing is,
it happens either way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And one of the reasons why he had such a teeny tiny showing the last time he was inaugurated is because people were not happy. And so they didn't show up.
And they might not show up this time.
And he's going to be indoors. So what are they showing up for? He's not even he look, he know people ain't celebrating this. And it's a really specific thing. And I just think that
and folks are, and let me tell you something, there are going to be folks out there that do celebrate it. You know what I mean? They do, you know.
But I don't want to see.
It is. And we'll be watching them.
I just don't want to see. I don't want to see any of our people, for the lack of a better term, dancing and celebrating his inauguration. And people are free to dance and celebrate what the hell they want to do, and whatever they want to dance and celebrate. But I just don't feel like this is something that we should be acting like we happy about.
See, that's not. I think hot in here is appropriate, because it is. Oh, with a little bit of, because that's what's happening, you know. And artists always have held that position. They're the disruptors. So whatever it is, and I think that, you know, the disruptors should come with a check at the end of the day. I'm not just saying that because, you know, I've always thought that Nina Simone they always were on every set, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent. They were on every set with their messages, with their music, however they communicated the word.
Yeah, well, I won't be watching anyway, so.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna be watching. You know,
I ain't watching anyway, and the outtakes. You know,
that's why the good Lord sent us Gigi, because she can watch it and fill us.
I don't know if Gigi gonna watch that. I don't know. I don't know. She might.
Well, she'll get information about it because it's just in her. She's gonna get something.
Yeah, she'll get something. She'll get something. But I don't know. You
know, we'll hear some. You know, they'll throw a brick to get everybody's attention. You know, because the American attention spans of like a flea. You know, we have the attention spans of a flea. So at the end of the day, he's gonna throw a brick in it to give us something to do. You know, I mean, like Pop said, the first 100 days, we shall see what it's really gonna be, and then, you know, just do as much as you can in your own homes to, you know, be comforted. Get as much as just listen, because when things change, see if it benefits you at all. You may learn more about business this way, but this corporation is about to get, for all of us Americans, we're employees.
So should we take the idea that they will perform as an illustration of their political stance? I think for Terez, it's saying no, and for me, it's saying yes. For me, it's saying that they went for the money and threw their morals to the side.
Morals? That's more than a political stance. You drop morals in the basket
because the politics of this particular this group is morally deranged.
It may be
and morally corrupt, and just morally, it's more than just. I mean, okay, there have been a lot of presidents that I didn't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of politicians I don't agree with. There's a lot of on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody freaking perfect,
right?
But out and out, just disrespectfully disgusting. This a whole different ball game for me.
Outwardly, because we've had a lot of disgusting presidents,
right? But I mean, in your face, bold in your face. Just disrespectful.
Well, yeah, okay. So they can't get a job, allegedly. so they can't get a.
So who can't get a job?
So what you're saying is, are you saying that all artists should stand down? Or are you saying all Black artists should stand down?
I'm saying that any artist that disagrees with his political or with this political stuff right here should stand down and let this particular gig go. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I stand on that, 10 toes down.
Okay,
that's just me on this particular.
I see some sprinkles of sexism in it, because I don't see the same level of backlash. I think the first is always, interestingly enough, the first one to do it, particularly in an unfavorable spot, always gets burned the most, right? So when Chrisette did it, she got a whole lot of. I didn't think the backlash was okay. You know what I mean? At the time. Because again, it's about being in the room. It doesn't.
I have forgotten about that, Rez. Yeah, that's
I mean, it's about being in the room, and she was the first one to cross those lines. Because we get into this tug of war about what we feel people need to, and the reality is that like Snoop, Nelly, they're doing it so far. And it's like, go get your money. Go get your money.
But what's his name? Also caught heat.
Who?
Damn. Steve Harvey caught heat when he went to the White House and spoke with him. He caught a lot of heat.
That was different. He was not playing a neutralized position in that. You understand? And that's what I'm saying. Like, artists are not there sharing their point of view and any of that stuff while they are performing. That's a whole different situation. Steve thought, you know what? I can't say what Steve thought. I don't even know if it had any thought. I cannot say that. Let me take that back. What I will say is there was a public facing that went on with that. I don't know what the agenda was for him, although, you can find his own words. You don't have to listen to mine on YouTube or wherever, about whatever motivated him to do that, So therein lied the flack. I don't know what he thought, but I mean, again, if you have something that you want to do, at in its presidential level, and you require that, take a meeting with the mofo. Take a meeting. Now whatever you got duped into doing after that, because he's a showman now, he's going to use you for something. That's why I would say when a New York City mayor asks for something, if he asks to be pardoned or whatever the case may be, he better look out, because he's about to get a litany of stuff coming on. Play if you want to, but at the end of the day, it's like, just make sure that you know what you're doing, because you're going to get the toss. You're going to get the toss. With this particular person. because he needs the toss. It can't be neutralized. So go in knowing that if you have an agenda or something that you want to fulfill on behalf of others, right? That you're going to get the toss. And how much toss are you willing to do is the question.
Exactly.
And I'm not so sure how many of us like Steve Harvey anyway. So,
well, they might get their salad tossed. I know that.
Oh, allegedly.
I'm back.
With a different color tank.
Because I showered and I'm cleaning up. I just gotta put the rest of everything on. I just wanted to tune on this part. I was like, oh my God. I remember the first year we had a discussion with Benjamin Winan. He performed at the RNC.
Okay.
And we got on the phone with him. And we were like, Benjamin, why? It was a bait and switch. And his management had got the information and they said, it was a fundraiser, but they didn't get into the specifics.
Okay.
And once he signed off on it and the money was so good, then all the other details came out. And he couldn't pull out because the legal ramifications.
So they locked him in a contract immediately without giving him all the information?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Because it's all according to the wording. They can say, oh, a fundraiser, blah, blah, blah. And if you the artist, you should trust your team to investigate. So his management at the time didn't investigate the specifics. And then once he's locked in, and then the PR people from, the Republican convention, like, oh, well, we got such and such gospel singer, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh,
didn't think of that because
oftentimes get trapped into that. And because, they're just going to perform to work. And my thing is, artists need to be on top of everything you do. Don't say yes to everything.
But so you're suggesting that, and and something just showed up for me another way. So you're suggesting that they're not told who the hire is. They are told, some other things relative to the event, and then you find out later on, who hired me was.
Well, Rezi, I think on this situation with him, and I think as an artist, like, you need to investigate that. That's like if we get a call about Mo, like, Mo, we want you to perform, and we know what her stance will be. You know what I mean? I get it, but then and then again, JaVonne, I also like it's a slippery slope because then JaVonne, some people need the paycheck and they don't care, and then they try to say don't hold artists to this high regard all the time, But us as a people, us, we revere our artists and political people to a higher standard. That
whole bait and switch.
But you know what? Let's say this. Snoop gets on there and he does something totally different and disrespects the president on live TV.
Going to jail.
But my thing is, at least he got the word out. My thing is, you paid for what you wanted. You're paying for Snoop. So if Snoop come out there rolling a big blunt and smoke, get ready.
Like what? You ain't know? Man,
well,
listen, before I
that part I do want to see. Like, I am not for the whole thing and I ain't gonna watch it live, but I'm sure there'll be
We'll hear about it. Like,
it'll be on YouTube or somewhere on social media, his part, and I will watch that.
But there's other things going on. Like they could be performing at a ball or something like that, not at the
right.
These sub parties, and they're telling the artists, it's a party. It's an inaugural party.
Down, I'm down with the dog pound. I love Snoop. I'm a big Snoop fan. Let me be clear about that. I'm still trying to not sip on gin and juice because I can't handle the truth. You know what I'm saying? But I love the song so much. But I'm just saying, I got to see what he's doing.
Well, you can watch the replays on Tuesday.
And I will, but I can't watch it live. I can't.
I want to see him crip walk all through the ball. That's what I want to see. Because I mean, again, because you know, they love our culture. They just don't want it coming from us.
I'm like, I know Nancy Pelosi's not going. I know Kamala Harris is not going. I'm really curious about the White House staff now, because remember the staff that was there when Obama was in there and Biden. My thing is, are they retiring? Or are they getting kicked out? Because I think there's where he can't kick them out. I think
they need to stay. They need to stay.
Yeah, I agree. They do need to stay
because this will bring us together. Like, it'll take us back to the Underground Railroad.
Facts.
Take it back to that old movie, The Django.
Yeah.
Somebody need to be able to. I mean, granted, I know they got NDAs probably up the wazoo, but listen, everything in the White House comes out anyway. That ain't a private space. You know what I mean? Everything in the White House.
And we know how to talk to each other. We have our own versions. Those looks like.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and at one point, take it way back when I was younger. Like, I tried to understand what Pig Latin was.
Oh yeah.
It'll be another misinterpretation of child. I am not a child.
Right? Like, come on.
Well, knowing them, they think they just illiterate. They don't know what they're talking about. But little do you know.
Please, we done had a whole conversation and be like,
Yep, without a word.
It'll be like, I don't know if y'all ever done this, because I like doing escape rooms.
Oh yeah, I've done.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Do something like that when
I suck at it, but yeah.
Really?
Don't do it with me, because you be stuck in the damn room if you're waiting for me to find the clue. I'll be trying.
JaVonne, we all got to do one time on a weekend when it gets warmer.
And videotape it.
Yeah, leave the camera, to tape it, yeah.
And I'll be like, but which way did it go?
I love escape rooms. They're fun. But I don't get it. So Pop, are you for or against artists showing up in spaces like this?
I think if you mean our artists or like Carrie Underwood's performing, I don't care about, my thing is, I'm not going to stop you from getting a paycheck. If you want to sell your soul to the devil, that's on you. And you
wait.
I agree with that.
You consider it selling your soul to the devil?
I agree with that.
If I think if you not supporting, it's kind of hard, because I don't know what Snoop's political affiliation is, and Nelly either. They don't, because they always try to say, don't listen to musical artists and actors and all that other stuff. They can support and donate or whatever, but they really don't take, because they made jokes about, oh, you had all these people come out for Kamala Harris, and look, none of them came out to vote. They didn't push the needle. That's the argument there. But there's one other thing deep in my, I really think, because I used to watch these other shows, I like The West Wing and The Wife and everything. I really think that this election was rigged.
Me too.
And my thing is, like, the Democrats, you didn't push the narrative to challenge it.
Exactly.
But if it was reversed, we would be in holy crap right now.
So true.
Yeah.
It's like, really, like,
because up and down the ballots, the Democrats won, but he won the top. That's bull. Because the people voting blue up and down the ballot were definitely not on team red.
I just think it was rigged. There's a rig.
No sense.
He went in both the electrical and the popular vote.
Yeah. In North Carolina, I definitely do not believe that. There's certain, because that the governor, the Senate, Everything else went blue, but you put him? Come on, stop playing. And when they asked him, as the stuff is being tabulated, they're like, do you feel like it's unfair? And he's like, no, it looks good so far. That's because his plan was in action. Everything was going according to the plan. Whatever the rigging was rigged well.
And with the help of Elon Musk and I don't know. It's
allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah, true. Allegedly.
And I agree 100%, Pop. The momentum, everything, it was just too much. It was too much for this to have been the truth. And no.
Rezi, but to get back to Rezi's question, it's hard, right? Like, if you're gonna perform, I don't know your backstory, but get ready for the backlash, because I see Carrie Underwood's also getting backlash too. Yeah. But then they found receipts where she was talking about she's a Republican.
Now I wouldn't be surprised if Miss Jackson, if you nasty, did it, because she put some statements out there.
Well, but the research was because her allegedly or whatever.
Allegedly.
But her brother Randy is a Republican. A Republican. Some artists do not tune into social media all the time, and if you're hearing from outside sources,
right?
When she went through the thing about Kamala Harris, was she black or whatever and stuff like that.
Right. And what is he watching? And that's the thing about social media. It's what you're watching, what you tune into, and we tend to tune into sites or whatever that agree with our opinion. And so the algorithm is going to continue to feed us things that agree with us. And so we have to be cognizant that the same thing is happening on the other side. Those people are convinced that Michelle is a man, even when you show them a picture of her as a baby girl.
That's just slander. They any opportunity they get to
and they believe it though.
Her, they do, and
they really believe that shit.
It's ridiculous. Which is the reason why, and I understand, not coming is a statement. It's a statement in and of itself. And even that, because here's the twist. Y'all know y'all don't want her in the room. You find her far too powerful. You're intimidated by her. But if she doesn't show up, you don't want that either. So that's where it gets tricky. You know what I mean? It gets tricky. And that's why it's all a bunch of crap, quite frankly. And I think that essentially artists, you can have an opinion, but you're neutral in your spaces of just being able to do what you do, because art's not Republican or Democrat. Art is art.
That's
and
true. That's true. But unfortunately, we hold our people to a different regard. When
we want them to agree with us, but otherwise, it's like some. I'm gonna say this is not gonna be the popular statement, but some of us can't wait to see them just self-destruct either. We're very tricky with our level of. The public is very tricky there. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm saying that, if you live your lifetime with trying to appease the public or public opinion, it's a slippery slope there. It really is a slippery slope, because one moment it's like, but you say something out of pocket, then we're like, so what happened? Like I've watched it happen to some of our greatest artists that we've had, they'll say something and then all of a sudden it becomes so all of their stuff. And I'm not talking about the current folks that's be clear. I'm talking about, other folks that, that have made political statements or they've done things, in their history and that have deceased now or whatever. And it's been difficult, to, as humans, you grow, you develop, you change your mind, you do things, and they've presented things that were not favorable to some. James Baldwin actually had a great way of saying that, sometimes it's not, when you hear them all the way out, there may be some things that you agree with, some things that you disagree with, But the idea is that, under the understanding that we can all have, that's just what it is. We can all have space, right? We don't all have to agree to be able to move this corporation, but we get it sometimes in the politics, which is the reason why I've never done great with them, is if you don't agree with this, then that means that. And it's by somebody else's definition. I could not agree with this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that either. It could mean, this is my opinion on this particular subject matter. However, I believe in the greater good, and people, should work in unity to be able to address all of our woes. And do I believe in some people being sickening? Like when they told me how much certain people are worth and how many deficits we have with people here in this good old United States of America, and it could have been cured or fixed or whatever. I'm like, why wasn't it? Like, why wasn't it? Tupac used to talk about stuff like this all the time. Why are we struggling over here, but we got money for this, to be able to do the good fight? Our military budget is bananas, but we can't. We don't have books in schools. We don't have, like that. You can't wrap your mind around stuff like that. Can we address some of the real issues? Yeah. But and in COVID, when we were all in the house and they were trying to stimulate the economy again, they're throwing us all checks because we see economic recovery was what they were after.
Yeah.
Because the idea that if we're all home, like if all of the worker bees are home, not generating and not spending and not doing, it is a problem for this corporation. We have to be able to do our part so they can project our spending in the trillions in this country. Yep. So why haven't we understood that economic slaps are where we get the most impact? Not about what you think about this policy or that policy. We could change anything with an economic slap first, because then they'll hear you. Then you'll stop all the madness because you're not, I can't make it on money. No, you can't until you address this. But we have not connected in those levels yet. Montgomery boycott, and this is people are talking about it all the time because that's one of our biggest blueprints we have.
Yep.
When we said we weren't riding, it changed things.
Yep.
It's not about sometimes, and I understand when they say it's not about black, white, red. It's about green, and that
absolutely, that is true.
And at the end of the day, we need to understand how we impact that green. Like I don't have to have, like when you talk about millionaire, I don't have to have the money to have impact, because the reality is if I'm spending anything that I got, whether it's $5 or $50, $100, listen, it's still impact because they're still projecting my possibility.
True.
That's it. This ain't about money you got in your pocket. This is about them projecting what you're going to spend. And then they look to see whether or not they met their bottom line. Yeah. Did we do it? When y'all lined up outside of Black Fridays, did we do it?
And why is it always called Black Friday? And that's a perfect note to leave on this one, because I have to.
Exactly. But you know what, y'all? I just want to make sure everybody tunes in next week, and when we will have a councilwoman coming in, LGBT. It's gonna be fire. We're gonna have Gigi. We're gonna have her. We're gonna have us, and we're gonna have you.
I'll be traveling, but I will be there in spirit. I have to travel that morning.
Okay. Well,
but we'll promote it. I'll promote it on my social media before.
Okay. Well, thank you, Pop. Love you.
I'll be there in social media. Well, I'll tune in while I'm at the airport before I get. Me before I get on a plane. I'll type in, but yeah.
So I'm gonna end with since she wasn't able to join us today, I'm just gonna play Auntie Melba's Rapid Fire on the outro. I love you guys.
Love you guys.
Take it easy. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
Hey, be safe out there.
All right. I will.
All right. What's your theory about that, Kimberly? You got a theory about that?
She got a theory?
She got theory. She got theory about why why Babyface donated to his campaign. Mark Rubio's campaign.
I don't know. But Kimberly, I want you to hold that until next week, okay? And please come on early so you can catch the whole joint. All right. We love you, baby. And for anybody interested, I'll probably be playing some music live somewhere eventually tonight because I don't really have a life. And I want to see how it works. All right. Rez.
All power to the people. All power to the people.
All power to all the people, right?
Stay up
All
there.
right. Exactly. Peace.